to show you start to finish how I do an offer on a house. So this should really help. I think I've done these videos before, but it's always good to have another one. So in case there's something different. So here we go. First of all, I'm logging into zipforms. Whoops, wrong button. Get out of here. All right. I've also got Matrix already loaded up here and I'm logged in. So I'm going to be checking that out. So here's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to jump in here and I'm going to find the house. Whoops, spelled it wrong. Back that train up. I'm going to find the house. We got an active switchback house here, okay? So I'm going to copy that BLC number right there. And then that way when we come in here, I'm going to go to new. So we're in transactions. Go to new purchase or offer. And I'm going to immediately come to MLS Connect. MLS Connect, paste that right there. I'm going to click include property photo, hit find. And then there's the really goofy picture, but all this comes in, use listing. Then I'm going to take this right here and I'm going to type in Balwinder Singh, just like that. You could flip them if you want, but I just do that. I'm gonna click residential. It'll be automatically active because remember, active is we're working on it. Pending is it's under contract. Inactive means we never got the contract. Fell through means we were under contract and it went away. Prospect would be what you might set something as. You don't have to, but set something as if you're just starting to work with somebody. There's no real transaction to do yet, though. You just got their name in, kind of like Matthew Eisenhower over here. Anyway, you're going to make sure you're under the right agent. I have the option to switch to you guys. I'm not going to do it, obviously. I'm going to select a template, though. This is key. These global templates are available for you, and you're going to want to pick, in this case, global purchase residential. That's what you're doing. It's not investor. It's not checklist only. It's not a listing. It's not Eli only. Global purchase residential. This is going to set you up for success. Save. Now it's going to work. Now while it's working, I'm going to come back over here and I'm going to click supplements. Okay. Actually, I'll just show you. We're going to go ahead and just go in. We can click supplements here too. I'm going to download these guys, right? So I'm going to download this. See ya. Save. And then we're going to download this. Download. Save. All right. And then we are going to close that back out. So now I've downloaded them both to my computer. And the only other thing that I really need to do is read all this and make sure I'm following what's going on. We're going to go to this. I'm going to copy paste. Now I like to look at pictures. Remember back through the walkthrough. And this to see what they're planning on leaving. This is where they're supposed to be listed, or agent to agent. So we're going to go with this. So I'm coming back to my transaction, but we work left to right. So we go summary, parties, documents, okay, in that order. So we're coming in here, and there's really nothing to change typically. That legal description we might change. We go right here to the matrix. We click this. And it's going to pop up this right here. I'm going to grab that and I'm going to go back to transactions. I'm going to drop it in. And then I'm even going to maybe add in tax ID. And I can go here. I can pick this number up, copy it, paste it right in. Now I've got it in good shape. It's the same number as this, just got dashes and stuff. So that's great. If you wanted to fill in some things here, you can, but I don't generally worry about it. You can fill in some things here once you're under contract, like your commission amount and all that stuff. But that's how you get that ready. That's basically it there. Then we're going to come to Parties tab, and we're going to see it already pulls in the listing agent. I'm always the selling agent and broker. Okay, that's going to be me and Brent. Then Andrea's here, and then you can leave yourself for easy emailing for Andrea. But in this case, none of you guys are on this particular deal, so bye-bye. And that's what you need to do. You need to get rid of people that aren't a part of this transaction. That cleans that up. Now we're looking at buyers. Okay, so I'm going to go here to buyer one. I'm going to look at my pre-approval, which is right here. I'm looking on another screen. First name, Balvinder. Singh. Email. I go to an email that I've got, and I'm going to pull it up. Actually, they want me to use this other one. Let's see if this works. It's locked up. Okay. I'm trying to copy it from my phone over there. Copy. There, it's working now. Pulled it from my phone. And then we're going to, oh my goodness, it didn't do it again. I gotta type it. And then I'm gonna make sure I put their phone number in, just like you're gonna do. Okay. Save it as a contact. If that pops up, just delete it. And then hit save. If you had a company, the company's stuff would go up in here, and then the person signing would go there. So now we got the buyer, got the listing agent, got the buying agent, selling agent, and then you got Andrea. So then we move to the right. Documents. And then actually you should go ahead and while you're at it, you need to put in the lender for the buyer. And we're going to go buyer lending company. And his name is Hansa. His email is got to find that. Doing some stuff off screen. I'm looking at my pre-approval letter, getting information, and I'm going to get his cell phone, his company name from here, and that's Intercontinental Capital Group. And then his phone number, 347-350-0563. Save as contact, get rid of that. Save. So now I'm trying to get this so it's turned over to Andrea appropriately. Now we don't have a title company quite yet, even though I know who we're going to ask for, except for this is company owned, so they may have their own title company actually. Probably the case. If I were to look at those documents, we'll look at them here in a second. But there's that. Now we go to documents. Cover sheet's got people's information. Buyer's policy we're going to do. I'm going to archive this for now. I don't need it. As is addendum. Archive. I don't need it. Lead-based paint. I'm going to archive. Don't need it. That'll come later, maybe. This will come later, maybe. This will come later. This will come later. This will come later. Okay. So now really all I've got to work with right now are these two. But don't forget, one, I've got the pre-approval letter. So watch. I'm going to drag it right into here. I'm going to label it appropriately. I'm going to hit OK. It's going to be right there. Now you can drag it immediately to info docs or you can leave it. I'm going to leave it. I'll come back for it. And then I'm also going to check out some other documents here. So let's go Finder, File, New, Finder Window. It's going to pop right up. I'm going to find these two contracts. I'm going to highlight them both. I'm going to drag it right here. Let's try to read this. Seller's disclosure, so SD. Seller addendum. Okay. So now they're right here. They're named appropriately. They're going to go with our stuff. And let's read this real quick, because I do need to know what I'm looking at. I'm not a lawyer, but I need to look. This is important. Special limited warranty deed. So I'm going to close that. Come into here. And I'm going to go to the spot in the contract. It's going to talk about that. We're going to add that in there. There are less assurances with that than with a general warranty deed, so it's not as good for your client, which is why, you know, you might be able to get something cheaper, but that's kind of what you get when you bank or other large companies sometimes owns these. So I save it. Hope you're following. That's why God made a pause button. And we're going to back it up. And I'm going to go look at this thing again. So this is the diligence. You've got to pay attention to everything. Seller shall select title unless approved by law and shall. So good. We're going to go ahead and let them pick it. Okay. So remember that when you're writing your contract. 90-day rule, FHA. We'll talk about that other times. Okay. Great. No big scary stuff there. So we're going to get here now. We're going to work on the purchase agreement. It's very much so filled in for you already. We'll pick today's date. Got the person. All this is in there from what we typed in earlier. Now we're going to go back to Matrix and we're going to highlight these items. We're going to copy them right in. Don't rely only on that. I've got everything I need for kitchens in here. That's what was there. That's great. Not in A because there's nothing there. $370,000. Buyer submits $3,700 in earnest money. That's pretty normal. Now 2 business days is fine. I always leave 4 business days. We'll just leave it. They can counter us back. Other, it's going to be held by the title company. We're going to get a mortgage. It's conventional. I've already talked to the people. That's how I know this. 80%, not less than 30 years, exceeds 6%, and not to exceed 0 points. We don't need any closing cost help. We're not using a down payment. I leave that blank. If we're using a down payment, we're going to leave it blank. Approval, I'm going to say 45 days. This is going to be a little longer one. I'm going to push this out to June 17th. I'm going to push it to June 3rd, or 14 days. Actually, 5 days after obtaining loan approval. Shared equally. Not contingent. At closing. Leaving all this alone. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Single family. So I'll have NA. 14's fine. Reserves the right. 10 days, 5, that's all good. Will not. Has. Not applicable, right? I have this. Oh, you saw it earlier. I downloaded it. Not applicable because 1978 or newer does not need that. That's fine. Owners, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Actually, we're going to let the seller pick the title company. So that's easy enough. Taxes are prorated appropriately. 555. Great. Special limited warranty deed. We already changed that. These are all the cool stuff. We don't need any of that. So zippity doo dot NA. 11:59 p.m. on tomorrow. That's plenty of time. And we're going to hit save. Now, sometimes we go in here and we can check this out. We can go, okay, tax, and we go, oh, look, here is the owner. Awesome. Let's see what the listing says, if it even says anything. So what I might do is just right down here, this will put it in our stuff. We just do that. And all of a sudden, you've got a seller name in the system. It's all good. I leave it out a lot of times because you're not really sure, but we try to put it in some. All right. And then we already saved it. We're gonna hit back. Now we're gonna send for signatures. So then all we're doing from here is we're just kind of thinking, what do we got? What do we got? Now I'm gonna go. My kids are about to come in my room, so apologize. We're gonna hit e-sign. And then we're gonna hit new. And then we're gonna pick what we want in the order that we want. You can reorder it. But I'm gonna pick that order. And as they went, if I uncheck one, it goes to the bottom next when I click it back again. So I hit close, did it in the order I wanted. Buyers, so that, this. Now, interesting thoughts. One, name it appropriately. Offer on switch back. Real easy. Then you're gonna come in here and you can select more documents. You can choose where you want the folder to return signed documents. I don't do anything with that. I let it just go back to the home. It'll create its own little file, and it's going to create its own little file, and it's going to go right into the home screen of all your files and stuff. So I just leave it blank. So that's that, and I'm going to go next. Then we're going to pick who signs, and it's just Ballwinder. That's all we need. If we were signing a broker's comp, or if we were signing listing contract or a buyer's agency agreement or anything like that, we would need Eli and Brent to sign. But in this case, we just need him to sign. Even lead-based paint, we need Eli to sign at least. We just need him. All right, so he's in there. Now, you don't have to worry about any of this. I undo signing order so everybody gets it at once. Normally easier. There's times when you should do it, but that's pretty easy. And if you want to add a carbon copy list, you can actually do it to where I hit this button. It's going to carbon copy us when things are signed, but then we can add people from the file. So now Joshua Bangert is going to get this the moment it's signed. That's really pretty cool. So you could add Andrea. Andrea will already get it from me, but For you guys, you'll have to add Andrea. She could get it immediately. She could get a notification or email. Joshua Bangert's going to get a notification in his email. I'm going to hit save. Now, once they sign, it's just going to shoot directly over to him, and I don't have to worry about it. I'm just going to maybe text him, but I know he's got it. All right, so next, because it goes to junk sometimes, zipforms does, like everything else. Submission failed. You got to pay attention to this stuff, guys. Look what happened. Submission failed. Why? Don't know, but it did. Let's see if it works this time. Submission failed. Well, that means we get to do it again. This is really good training. Oh, it went that time. So you can hit it a couple times. If it didn't happen that time, I was going to actually completely redo it. So wouldn't take too long. Anyway, here we go. Now we add some signatures. Bow under sing, drag and drop, hold down and drag. Just plop his name in there. Plop the signer name in there. You could even drop a date right in there. Whatever you want. Just make it look good and do the right thing. This is where we go through again. We make sure we like what we've written. Don't get through this and only look at it once. Like, look at it 2, 3, 4, 5 times. Have Eli check it if you're a newbie. Do not be sending stuff without it. So May 9th, got the guy's name, got the right address, got the location, got the stuff. 370. Double check that. If you write $100,000 and you make it $1 million, that's going to be super awkward. So 370,000 is what we said. 3,701%, 4 business days. Hold the title company. Okay, good. Mortgage, 80%, 30 days, 6%, 0 points. NA is not. 545, June 3rd, 5 good. Is not. Seller shared. At closing. To be included. All that stuff we didn't even change. Reserves the right, 10 days. All that stuff. Has got that. Seller, buyer, seller immediately, all taxes. I changed that seller immediately on title company, by the way. That's normally us. We like to hold on to it. I did the change like they requested. Got that. Is not a limited agency. I'm not working both sides. 11:59 p.m. Do not write P here. If it's 12 o'clock noon, and it's 12 noon. It's on May 10th, which is tomorrow. There's where my guy's automatically populated that he's going to sign. Date's there. Dates aren't that important because it automatically stamps them. But he's got there. He's there. This is all ready for them. We're going to come here. We're going to sign this. So I'm going to do buyer, drop it in. I might throw a date next to this. I may throw the signer name just for fun. Then I'm going to check this. I'm going to have him sign there. And I'm going to skip the date because normally I skip the date. I'm going to sign here. Got the pre-approval letter. I'm going to have them initial on the pre-approval letter. And then I'm going to hit next after making sure all the stuff is in the right spot. You can customize what you say to your client, but at the end of the day, pretty much just hit send. Now it is flying to my client, and I'm going to call them. When it comes back, it's going to come back in here. So now I immediately come in. And I am no lie. Once they've signed, I'm not going to sit around and wait for that. After they've signed, it's going to come back here. Another file folder. It's going to drop in, whatever. We are then going to take like pre-approval, for instance, and move it to info docs. Okay. We're going to take these items and we are going to archive them. Okay. Because we don't need them anymore because we've got signed versions of them. And then it's all nice and clean. And then when it comes back, we're actually going to take the office policy and put it in fully executed. We're going to take the seller's disclosure, put it in fully executed. But we're also going to send, not the office policy, but all the other documents are going to be sent to the agent. They already actually are getting sent to the agent. But you would send them to the agent if you haven't already done that carbon copy thing. So that's the short end of it. That's how quick it can be once you're good at it. Take your time, though. Take your time.